Paano po nyo binuo yung concept na to? Can you give us some background?
Oh, definitely. Ano to, medyo mahaba, but I'll explain it to you best because it's actually the first time I'm really gonna explain to you how this concept came to life. Well, it all started with a dream to work with the Aga Muhlach. I mean, he's an icon. You know, he's a legend. He's done so much for Philippine cinema, and I've always wanted to work with him. It was a dream of mine to work with Aga Muhlach. And of course, growing up, he was a family friend. I'm not sure if many of you know this, but my dad, Soriano, he did one movie in 1984 called Hot Shots, which starred Aga Muhlach. So it was the first Filipino film I ever saw, Hot Shots. I think I was probably about 5, 6, 7 years old when I finally got to watch. Of course, my dad showed it to me. You know, here's my son, here's my film Hot Shots, and you know that I became a fan of Filipino films as I started watching Hot Shots because I was born in Los Angeles. I was born in the States, so medyo delayed ng konti yung immersion ko with Philippine cinema. And then, of course, eventually, as I started directing, Aga Muhlach was one of my dream actors to work with. And I remember my first film was A Journey Home, which I shot 2008, 2009. And then my next film was Thelma, mga 2011. No? And then 2010, I believe he decided to take like a break, no, from show business. Si Aga, I think almost until last year. Almost 7 years siya nag-rest. So I was like, oh man, in that break, you know, am I ever gonna get to work with him? No? So of course, him being friends with my dad and of course my wife Tony being close to Charlene, no, from the bus, diba? Ilang years din sa the bus. Parang we've been always talking about the idea, no? And Aga was always like, oh, may concept ka, pitch ka lang, walang problema. You know? Ako naman, if I like the story, I'll do it. So I think around 2014, 2015, I pitched him a story. And he came here actually to my office. I have that photo. I'll share it with you guys. Usap lang tayo. And then parang sabi niya, you know what, Paul, yung concept, parang hindi ko pa feel. Pero if there's something, Paul, I want to work with you. Sabi niya sa akin. So of course, to hear that from Aga Muhlach, you want to work with me, wow. Pero yung concept pa daw, hindi pa planchado, hindi pa, right? So of course, I went back to the drawing board. Then 2016 naman, I said, Aga, may concept ako for you. So yan, si Aga always makes time to listen to me. No? So that was very nice. Pumunta na ulit siya dito. No? Came here, we spent the whole afternoon talking. And then sabi niya, Paul, hindi ko pa feel yung concept. Pero I want to work with you. Yun ang sabi niya sa akin. So in my head, I'm like, I appreciate his honesty. Diba? At least he's not saying, I like your concept, let's do something. At least he's very honest to say na, I'm not too happy about your concept, but I want to work with you. So I took that to heart that Aga really wanted to work with me. So 2017 comes, I had this concept. Actually, you know, long story short, I found myself in Los Angeles. I was in LA. It was around July last year. And sa Facebook, nakita ko na si Aga posted, I'm also in LA, parang driving to Las Vegas, may ganun. So I said, Facebook message siya. I Facebook message him. I know he was on vacation, pero why not? I said, Aga, I'm in LA now. I have a concept. Aga was parang laughing. Ano? Diba? Sige, I'm in Vegas actually. I said, sige, can I go there? Sabi niya, okay, parang in 2 days, come here. No? So from LA, I drove 4 hours. I said, hey, it's worth it. Aga Muhlach to. I mean, if you want to work with an Aga Muhlach, I believe you have to chase it. No? Parang for me, if I had this dream to work with Aga Muhlach, and in order for that dream to happen, you have to chase it. You have to make it happen. So I went 4 hours. I was with my producing partner, si Mark Victor, no? And we drove to Las Vegas. I went to his house. We talked about the concept. And I ended up staying in his house, I think, until 10, 12 midnight. We were just drinking, eating, having fun. And after that meeting, sabi niya, when I get back to Manila, let's talk. But Paul, I want to work with you. So, wala pang yung concept pa, hindi pa masyado, parang hindi pa rin eh. So, I fixed the concept, he gave me some inputs, and then around, I believe it was, I guess, August or September of last year, so July yan, diba, August, we went. Dito naman sa bahay na sa Alabang. He goes, Paul, come naman to my house sa Alabang. So, I had the whole concept. I had the whole concept ready. Since I was going to go to his house, I didn't want to have a PowerPoint. So print out ko yung lahat ng PowerPoint. I printed out all the slides. And I got to his house. Of course, he came out. He was just pang babae, relax. Sit down, sit down. And he goes, Paul, but before you start, well, I just have one thing to say. I want to work with you, but I also want to work with Bea Alonzo. So in my head, I was like, I was very surprised, but I was very happy because I said, Aga, no, dito bola. Look at my slides. I printed out the name of Bea Alonzo in my presentation. Because she was the girl that I also wanted her to be a part of this concept. So he was, wow, parang this is meant to be. After how many years, finally we have a concept. Finally, we're seeing something to the point na, I'm sure Aga will tell you more about this. Tinawag niya, he called Bea. And of course, I don't know what Bea's reaction is. You ask her, no? Pero parang very positive yung conversation. Pag binaba niya, oh, game si Bea. Like, oh my God, really? Bea Alonzo din yan. I mean, it's not like, you know, you just get to work with a Bea Alonzo. I mean, she was also a very terrific actress and one of the best of her generation. So parang, wow, like, it got really big. Aga, Bea, and then this concept of just, the project code was perfect match pa din at that time. So, yun, that's how it kind of started, no? I know it's much of a long story, but it's an exciting story. That's why I don't mind telling it. It's the first time I'm actually saying it. But that was just the start, actually. So, Aga committed. Now I had to pitch to Bea. Of course, si Bea naman, sige, I think dream din niya to work with Aga, no? But Bea is also a very thinking actress, smart din yan. Hindi lang basta anong concept, no? So, with the help of Tita Malu, she set up a pitch meeting. So, yeah, I went to Star Cinema naman, pitched to Bea, and true enough, she loved the concept, diba? And go signal na to write the film, diba? So, Ange Casumal, my writer from Siargao, I got her on board. She was one of the people I pitched the concept to. It was my story, it was my concept, and together we made a script. And of course, it went through many revisions. You know, Aga, the challenge with Aga was, what hasn't he done? Diba? He's done parang ultimate leading man na siya, diba? 40 years in the industry. You know, he's a history maker, he's an icon. I had to find something that he didn't do. So Aga was very vocal about the script. In first draft, ay Paul, ginawa mo na yan. Try namin to. Very collaborative. Si Bea also. Bea has done many films in her career, and we want to give you something fresh. You know, parang for me, it's my first time to work with Aga. It's my first time to work with Bea. And it's their first time to work together. We wanted to bring you a story that's a first. That's why I guess First Love talaga. Timing talaga yan ang title. So that's how it kind of got birth. And then yeah, from August, we took about 6 to 8 months of revisions of the script. Of course, with Star Cinema's inputs, si Inang, si Tamalu, they were giving us their feedback from the actors. And finally, around April, parang we had a script na game. So yun. Long story short, I went to Vancouver with my team. We fixed the ocular, and then June we shot. Almost a month, 5 weeks, we were in Vancouver shooting. So yeah, that's kind of how it all started. I mean, it sounds maybe easy or exciting, but it was very, very challenging. I think for me personally, one of the biggest challenges I've had in my career is putting together the script for an Aga Muhlach Bea Alonzo film. It was very challenging in the script stage, very challenging in the pre-production. I guess even more challenging in production because we were shooting abroad. And now that the film is done, parang I can probably say it was the biggest challenge I've ever faced in my career in directing. Only because of just how big it is pala. I never realized just how big it is pala, and I'm only, I guess, feeling it now.
Pero like, ano ba yung na-feeling nyo nung pinaportray na ni Bea and Aga yung roles nung characters nila?
I mean, we did, with Aga, we had a lot of meetings. I was in his house, talking about the character, and then si Bea naman, she came in, I think after she wrapped up, I think was it Erie or Kasal? Kasal. No? She wrapped up Kasal. And then now she was free to meet. I didn't want to bother Bea when she was doing Kasal because she was doing another character. When she was done, we met, like a workshop. We had a workshop. Inang was also there. And we created the characters together. And that's how I can appreciate why they're, you know, one of the best, or if not the best in their game, is because they're really thinking actors. and their inputs really helped me also create Nick for Aga and create Ali for Bea. But gosh, the first day we were in Vancouver, I remember I flew together with Aga. We went about 5 days before the shooting because we wanted to immerse. Si Aga really wanted to get to know Vancouver. Si Bea followed about 2 days later. And the good thing about it and the planning that I did was, since we were locked in, which is very rare, Aga and Bea were only doing this movie, this project. Walang segue, ganun ako din, diba? We were locked in Vancouver. I shot the film in sequence, meaning I started it from the getting to know, diba? The getting to know, to knowing each other, to falling in love, falling out in love, and to, of course, the end. So I could see the characters growing right in front of my eyes. So the first shooting day, parang we shot the first time they met. Diba? And it was actually even strategic from my point. For them to fly separately. I don't want them to get so comfortable yet. I don't want them to be parang buddy-buddy na, best na. I wanted them to get to know each other just the way Nick and Ali were getting to know each other. And true enough, after the first week, they're comfortable na sila. And me also, I was very comfortable with them. And until the end of the shoot, to the point that nobody wanted to leave na Vancouver because I think Bea extended pa yata. So, yun, that kind of in a way from my directorial attack. I wanted to shoot the film and I wanted to treat the film parang yan, everything from getting to know to being in love, falling out in love, and all that drama and that conflict. And I think we were able to achieve it. And I mean, Aga and Bea, when they throw lines, I always say they show it to me, they don't read it to me. Ang galing nila. I mean, to be honest with you, after all the preparations, once we started rolling those cameras, it was Nick and Ali every time the cameras were rolling, and they were just the ultimate professionals from day one. We were a small crew of just 20. You could see Bea, Aga helping us carry stuff. Wala silang pakialam if Aga's gonna change in a public restroom. Si Bea will just run to the corner, may blanket to change. It was just a total team effort. And that's why there's just so much love in this film.
Yes, ayan, maraming salamat, Direk. Meron ko ba bang next
Follow up
question?
lang, kasi
Yeah.
yung sa cinematography, parang ang ganda niya, napaka-fresh na sa eyes. Paano na-achieve yun?
2 words, Shane Sarte. I mean, the one and only Shane Sarte. Yun, isa pang dream ko to work with, the Shane Sarte. Just such an ultimate professional. She's very humble, very team player. I fought for her to be a part of the project because it's not easy, of course. I mean, when you work in Vancouver, you work in Canada, you have to get working permits and get a lot of challenges. But I made sure that all my key staff, especially Shane, my cinematographer, I wanted to make sure that she was there, her team was there, and the equipment that she wanted, as much as possible, we were able to achieve that. But yeah, and you can ask Shane this also, but Vancouver is just so beautiful also. So anywhere you put the camera down, ang ganda, very postcards, diba? Very cinematic. But of course, may skill pa yan, and you'll see that with Shane's cinematography, no doubt. Ang galing niya, and it was an honor to also work with someone like Shane Sarte, an Orion winner, a sought-after cinematographer. So I'm very thankful for the collaboration also with Shane and her team, of course. But if I may also, I had a production design team of Benjamin Padero and Carlo, a power couple, and they worked with me in Siargao, and they brought their design, their vision to First Love, and I call them Ben Carr, parang production design love team, and they really complement each other so well. They were a team effort. Imagine the challenge of a production design from working in the Philippines with, let's say, a team of maybe 4 to 5 to a team lang of just themselves, or maybe 1 to assist them. But ginawa nila lahat, it was just a lot of love, from the production design team as well, and that also complemented the cinematography of Shane, So yeah, it was just a all-around team effort, and I'm very happy with how the film has come up.